The real reason why relationships fail. Dave and Yvette Ulloa here, honored to be able to share another video on how to empower your relationship. And, when you think about people that have been in a relationship, what are some of the reasons why we think relationships end up in separation or divorce? Is it because they fall out of love? Is it because they're not spending enough time with their partner? What are some other reasons?
Maybe because of finances. We hear that a lot. Well, it's because of finances that we fell apart.
Yeah, so many different reasons. Well, today we want to reveal the real reason why relationships fail so that you can at least have the awareness and potentially avoid it if that's the road that you're going down, or in a future relationships to avoid it. Because what most people think it is, that is usually the symptom, but not necessarily the cause. Oh, the reason they broke up was because he had an affair. The affair was the symptom.
Yeah.
That was not the cause. Somebody might say, well, no, she broke up with him because he cheated on her. Yes, that could very well be. But we got to ask a deeper question. And here we like to share truths. And this is not just our truths. We've worked with literally thousands of people and couples for over the last 20 something years in helping them in the area of relationship and communication. And yes, she broke up with him because he had an affair. But the question becomes, why did he have an affair?
True. And you might say, well, we broke up because we grew apart and the kids are gone and now we're empty nesters and things have changed. That's not the reason why they broke up. There's something deeper, and we're going to reveal that.
Yep. So stay tuned because the truth may actually shock you. And speaking of affairs, sometimes obviously that is something devastating that happens in a relationship. And we've seen amazing relationships get restored even after a break of trust like that happens. And couples can actually even have a deeper connection. But somebody may say, well, I gave him everything. Why did he cheat on me? And yet you gave him everything except for what he needed. Same thing with her. I gave her everything, but she cheated on me. Well, you gave her everything except for what she needed. That doesn't happen by accident. There are some needs that are not being met. And here is the truth, the hard truth on why most relationships fail is we all come into our relationships, and as we go through our life growing up as kids, we end up having certain traumas that happen, certain wounds that start to happen, especially in the context of a relationship. Is if you've ever had your heart broken, where maybe you lost love, or somebody broke up with you, or somebody cheated on you, or maybe you even had some deeper wounds early on where maybe you had some type of abuse that happened as a child.
Yeah, yeah. And that actually happened to me when I was little. I was born feminine at my core, and I was this little girl, and I experienced some abuse when I was a child, something that a little girl should never experience. And so what did I do? I put in a protective mask around me because of my wounding, that no man will ever hurt me again. So I put in this very strong masculine protective mask that nobody was going to shatter. And as I grew up a little bit more and I went to kindergarten, I noticed that the girls with the cute little pigtails and the beautiful little dresses, they got the attention of the boys. And here I came, this strong little girl that had this protective masks. And that was all my wounding because of that experience that I experienced when I was 3 years old. So guess what? I went home and I told my mom, those little girls have pigtails. Can you do my hair like that? I want one of those dresses. So what did I do? I put in a new mask of femininity. I put on my little dress over my burly, girly, and guess what? I showed up to school with a dress, and now I started getting attention from the boys. Well, I grew up a little bit more. Some boy group broke my heart, not you. Thank goodness. And he broke my heart. What did I do? Oh, I knew it. All men are this. Oh, I start generalizing. I put in a thick protective mask because of my wounding, and so forth and so forth. And every time there's chaos, tragedy, a new, hang up, something happens, guess what? I put on another mask and another mask, And now I show up to my relationship and I meet the love of my life when I was 29 and he was 25. Hey there.
Hey.
And all of a sudden, I did not even know who I was because of all that wounding that I brought to my relationship.
And so if you think of us when we're born, when the little boy is born, at his home, at his core, his true nature is of a masculine core, if you will. Women have a feminine. There's two different sides. So masculine is all about outcomes. It's all about results and producing results. Women, feminine, if you will, that essence is all about freedom and grace and radiance. So we're all designed different, thanks to God. And as we start to go through life, just like her, we start with our home, which means we know we deserve and should have love and give love, where we have harmony, peace, love, joy, all the gifts that God has given us. But as we start to go through our life, we end up having these certain traumas that happen. And each time trauma happens, there's a mask. This is all happening unconsciously that wraps around our true nature of who we really meant to be in order for us to protect ourselves from experiencing more hurt and more trauma. But what that mask does is it moves us further away from who we really are. It starts to reduce our own image of ourself and our own self-worth. So the more mask, and by the way, the deeper and earlier the trauma, the thicker the mask. And as we start to go through life, sometimes these masks start to get triggered. Have you ever been triggered before by somebody or something that says something to you? If you are in a relationship, you know this for a fact that your intimate partner was brought into this world to trigger you the most. That's right. Pokemon.
The mask. Thank you for triggering me for 24 years
24
now.
years
Yeah,
now.
I've
We've
been triggered by my husband for 24 years.
And some of those triggers, what usually happens when somebody gets triggered in a relationship, they blame their partner, they judge their partner, they want to change their partner, as opposed to what we've learned in life is that those triggers are there as information. And usually it has nothing to do with the person that is triggering you or the event that's triggering you. God brings people and events into our life to show us areas where we are not free.
Oof.
And most of those masks,
Yeah, say that
again, I'm gonna hashtag that. God brings people and events into our lives to show us areas that we are not free. Because those masks, as we get triggered and poked, those masks, if we actually, instead of judging or suppressing or making it a part of our identity, what if you got curious and you started asking certain questions? Why am I being triggered? Why is my partner triggering me? What is the trigger? What's the emotion? Where did that come from? And what you'll discover is that there is a mask there that you've protected. And when you actually start to ask the right questions, which is what we teach people in many of our workshops and seminars that we do, is you get to the core of what that mask is. So here is the truth on why most relationships fail, is because most people in a relationship are operating from their unresolved traumas and they're blaming their partner as opposed to digging deep and healing. So the solution to that is when you heal the person, you heal the relationship. Heal the man, heal the relationship. Heal the woman, heal the relationship. Because those triggers is what causes chaos. It's what causes conflict. It's what causes arguments. It's what causes somebody to not feel loved, and then they all end up going cheating. So the core and the cause of it is the unresolved past traumas that each partner is bringing to their relationship.
100%. So anytime something happens that reminds us of that trigger, of that experience, or it's anything similar, guess what? We blame our partner, and little by little, we start separating and going our own ways. We lose that zest for each other, that love, and we don't even realize it, that our triggers are running our entire life.
I'll give you a real life example.
Uh-oh.
Just to give you a real life example. So I had a buddy of mine who was married, and his wife was extremely jealous. And he could not understand because he loved her. He didn't do anything in his mind to cause her to be jealous. But anytime he wasn't home, she'd be texting him, "Where are you at?" Anytime he'd come a little bit late, "Who were you with? Why were you with him?" She'd be checking his phone and his social media. And they were married. And he couldn't understand why she was so jealous, because in his mind, he hadn't given her any reasons. He'd never cheated on her before. He didn't understand why she was getting so triggered with this way of being jealous. Well, what was uncovered was the reason she was so jealous is because she was projecting her own insecurities of a past marriage that she had where she cheated on her husband twice.
Mm.
And so the trigger for her was her own actions of the past. And then what she started to realize was, well, why did I cheat? And a part of that was because she felt disconnected from her husband. She had some trauma as a child where, because she felt so disconnected and he worked a lot and he was away a lot, that she needed to fill that void because she did not heal that past unresolved trauma. And so she acted in a way that filled that need that she was missing because she didn't realize that she needed to heal something from her past. So the wounds that we bring to the table, if they stay unresolved, and by the way, most people don't even understand or know because it's an unconscious mask that we put there. But when you learn to ask the right question, we've been doing this for many, many years, and we've helped many people heal, is ask the right question. Find that trauma. You got to feel it to heal it. And when you heal the man, you heal the woman, you heal the relationship.
And as a result, you can step into living an extraordinary life because you're not allowing somebody or some past trauma to live rent-free in your head. My friends, my brothers, my sisters, we are Dave and Yvette Ulloa. We're here to serve. Please do subscribe to our channel. Watch some of our other videos. We're here to add value. We speak from our heart. We speak through God. And we're just very, very blessed to be able to share this experience with you. We do have a request. If you do want our e-course, we're going to offer it to you for free, just for the asking. The link is down below. Opt in today so that you can get our amazing trainings by email. And we just value you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you on the next video.